Hey everyone, Dan Dog Crypto. Today we've had a nice move in the cryptocurrency market. As we can see, the Bitcoin 18.9, certainly a nice move. So money is sitting on the sidelines and money is entering into crypto. Large institutions taking positions. We have Fidelity that has been mining Bitcoin. We have miners that are not selling. We have a consolidation in the mining where the larger are their hash rate, the larger are getting stronger. So money definitely is moving into the sector, and crypto certainly is here. Ethereum, as we can see how money transfers. So how long it continues, but it's showing that these dramatic events can easily happen. We've had BNB. So we've had Matic that's had a move, but last week also when we look at Gala, play to earn last week, and it's up 7%. But mind you, this has come up from 0.015. So that's a massive move in Gala with Gala Games. So money within the ecosystem is here. PulseChain, the economy of PulseChain, is a lot of development that is happening in PulseChain. We have hacks, and certainly our hacks. Anyone that understands hacks and how hacks operates, it's had a nice move, but still dramatically down from its upside. But what I've been saying, money transfers from one sector to another, from one cryptocurrency to another. So money is not scarce. It certainly is a transfer. Hacks at this point right now, 0.023. Want to earn income, you would stake your hack, certainly from 1 year to 15 years. That would be the time horizon, and you would most likely have a staking ladder, so this way you can interact, but also as market cycles occur, you have your hex stakes that come due at certain time frames depending on your need. So hex is definitely one to keep an eye on, but the early opportunity certainly early, because hex T shares during the launch, you were looking at 60 cents per T share. And now it's dramatically up. It's per T share on how many hex is needed, because the T share always goes up. We have the PulseChain, and anyone that's within hacks is familiar with PulseChain and PulseX, that there was a sacrifice approximately a year and a half ago. So PulseChain, waiting for PulseChain. There's a V3 launch on PulseChain that anyone can interact with it. So money flows in from sectors. As we know, that hex had done a 10,000x, and certainly off its high, it's maybe down 10x or 20x, but certainly from its high, it's still a dramatic life-changing event. Anyone that has stakes, early adopters of hex, and understood not your keys, not your crypto, and understood the T shares, the value of the T shares, and what it represented. So now within this whole ecosystem, that's why we say united, we are stronger in numbers. And what happens is wealth is not scarce, that we have to shun or keep others from interacting with a community because it's all subset communities within PulseChain. And we have PulseZen. There was a listing on Coin Paprika. But I believe the beauty with PulseZen ends up being at this point in time where it's 4 months old. How does a payout occur? How does a distribution for PulseZen, which it's a redistribution economy, a wealth redistribution, how does a payout occur? The dividend cycle or the dividend compounding cycle payout occurs per transaction. So your dividend compounding cycle, a buy or sell or a transfer to any other wallet. So our dividend compounding cycle payout occurs per transaction transfer size. Once that payout has occurred, as soon as there's another interaction, again, your dividend compounding cycle payout occurs. So the transaction cycle ends up being a dividend compounding cycle. And the reason it's compounding, it's just not a dividend that is based on is it a yearly? Could it be a quarterly? It is a cycle that is occurring based on each interaction, a buy or a sell. So the dividend compounding cycle increases your wallet size with each cycle. So it's not a daily payout. So the daily payout, for example, with hacks, based on how many T shares you have. So if you had 10 T shares in hacks, approximately 6.5 hacks would be paid out. And then the cycle would start again and it would be paid out. So with hacks, if you had your 10 T shares times your 6, you would get 60 hacks because you'd have 10 trillion T shares. And again, that's how the payout occurs. So if you had 10 T shares, and in order to get your payout, now certainly at 0.024, you'd be getting a $1.44 payout. So with PZEN, the compounding or the dividend compounding cycle for the payout is happening based on each transaction. So you have the amount of transaction, the size of that transaction order, creating a payout. So once that payout has occurred, your ownership, which represents your yield or percentage of the payout that you would receive out of the pool. So PZEN would give you more PZEN once you hold it in your decentralized wallet, which is MetaMask. So PZEN, the dividend compounding cycle payout, is per transaction. So the compounding of that effect of it is massive. So if you had a million PZEN, when you look at it and you say, well, I'm going to receive a 15% yield, it's not based on a yearly compounding. So your ownership representing the 15% payout, but you have your dividend compounding cycle payout per transaction. So now it's 15, or is it 17%? And as soon as that payout occurs, it increases your percentage ownership to receive more PZEN on the next cycle. So the dividend compounding payout is per transaction, which is massive based on your ownership percentage of the PZEN economy. An economic engine, the code is identifying your wallet, it's doing all the work, your interaction with PZEN and holding PZEN allows you to enjoy a dividend compounding cycle payout per transaction. And the yield is dramatic when you start compounding this yield over a time frame. That's why time in. So there's going to be many market cycles. So PZEN at this time at 0.0024 certainly gives someone an opportunity to add to their position dollar cost average. The best time is when you find something and it's early and understand how it generates an income, giving you time in to accumulate, add to your position, or take a strong enough position. Because the key is being in an asset that will definitely give you price appreciation, but also how a dividend compounding cycle payout per transaction is occurring based on each interaction. So PZEN certainly is early. We've had a listing on Coin Paprika. So still in the launch phase, redistribution phase. So the float, how many tokens outstanding. So volume will enter into PZEN. Information, knowledge, sharing the opportunity, but information has value. PZEN, a Web3 socially engineered, is the code, the Solidity code. And the 2% redistribution that is occurring in your wallet called Pay It Forward. So Pay It Forward, it's all working together, united, sharing opportunities, but volume will enter once more are viewing PZEN and understanding what a dividend compounding cycle payout occurring per transaction and how massive the amount of accumulation of PZEN token. The key is understanding that PZEN is deflationary. So each cycle reducing the amount of PZEN. So every interaction, there's a reduced supply. So burning the supply. So the 0.01, which is a deflationary event, which over a period of time will dramatically reduce the supply of PZEN, which naturally will increase. So we do have the charity, which also that 0.2%, the future DAO will distribute the funds to a charity that is voted on. Which charity, which the members vote on, that also the interaction, doing good, assisting others in need, a generosity, a kindness, a compassion. When you work together, sharing an opportunity, so pay it forward, there's a benefit either way, the person paying it forward and the person receiving the benefit on the distribution. But to pay it forward 2% is a cycle. It's a dividend compounding cycle payout per transaction. And when I see PZEN and the possibilities and doing odds of probabilities and understanding being early in a project and how vital it is to be early with the potential gains. So yes, PZEN generates a savings account in theory for your wallet, and it's time in as we share the information, because information has power. And we've seen within the Hex economy what Hex did. We've seen certainly in other economies, as I stated with Gala, just within a week, just with some modest volume. Opportunities are endless. Volume will enter into PZEN. At this point, it gives everyone an opportunity to definitely add to your position and try to take a strong enough position, dollar cost average. My whole intent to come out was to share what PZEN was when there was a misunderstanding about PZEN. There is no scarcity of wealth, and it will flow into many, many, many projects. But I see how a continuous compounding based on a cycle and understanding how a dividend compounding cycle payout per transaction could be massive. And certainly what's happening within the economy and the future, will there be rate hikes? Is it going to be 0.25? Is it going to be 0.5? As we're seeing that large tech companies are going to start laying off. So the cycle, there will be an increase in unemployment. So you try to preserve your capital, but I try to put my capital to work where it actually makes a difference. When I put it to work, I try to put it to work in an area that, what is the future potential? What is the upside potential? The odds of probabilities? How can my earnings generate an earning, but also over a period of time, it naturally will increase. But also, can there be a dramatic change to the upside reduce volatility to the downside. If a community unites and a community gets stronger, sharing information and knowledge about all of crypto, PulseChain, the benefits of PulseChain, and certainly PulseZen, this opportunity that is present in front of us, the opportunity of hacks, certainly not discrediting hacks. There was an early opportunity early on, but no one understood the T-shares, and anyone that understood the value and how the possibilities would be did extremely well. There's been many others, but also just focusing within this ecosystem, the endless possibilities. Conrad Zen, advocate for PulseZen, I believe he's accurate in stating this is a wealth generating economy based on the dividend compounding cycle payout for PZEN. And as more volume enters and a community expansion occurs, I believe life-changing possibilities. Always do your homework, but make sure don't always follow the herd. It's not always based on who has the larger audience reach that are always correct. It's not about what token someone holds and wanting to pump it. It's just sharing an opportunity as I see it. And take a position, but take time to understand how valuable a dividend compounding cycle payout truly is per transaction, and how many PZEN you receive, but the future upside on what it potentially can do. Share it, but definitely dollar cost average. As we see, this is the time to start taking positions, and I believe PZEN is that early opportunity. I wish you the best. I'll talk to you soon.